So on average cost, basically what you're telling Facebook to do is to give me as much traffic as you can, but you're putting in a bid of, let's say, $10 a lead. And what will happen is Facebook will optimize it over time, whatever that conversion window is, over time to actually give you $10 a lead on average. But what will happen is you'll actually pay more for a lead sometimes and less for a lead other times. So if we have a graph where $10 is here in the middle, we'll see some leads actually come in down here at maybe $3. We'll see some come in at $6. And then we might even get one right at $10. But then we'll get some up here into the $12 or even as high, maybe as $15. But over time, what will happen is everything will average out to be somewhere around that $10 mark or better. And they're always optimizing for whatever your goal is or better. I mean, sometimes the moons or the stars align and everything works out well, and you actually pay less for that. On the other hand, with max cost bidding, when you are setting your bid or your conversion goal, the value of your conversion goal, you're actually setting it to be when you're setting it to be the $10, Facebook is going to do everything it can to only get the ones that are the $6 and the $3 up to that $10 threshold. If for whatever reason your costs start going up into $12 and $15, what we've seen in the past and what we'll see now is actually your traffic will then start to degrade. And what we've seen in the campaigns before is as our cost per conversion goes up on a campaign that we're not using automatic bidding, that we're actually setting a cap on it, that's the same thing as what max cost is now. And what happens is Facebook sees too many conversions happening at a higher cost than what we're targeting, and it keeps on narrowing and narrowing and narrowing that audience until there's no one left to actually target. And so you'll actually see this within your traffic. If you see your reach and your impressions going down each day and you're bidding on conversions and you're setting a max cost for your conversions instead of using average cost, Facebook is going to continue to taper that traffic down, and eventually you'll get less and less traffic and less conversions, and you basically have to start over with a new campaign. What we're being advised by Facebook now is to let Facebook optimize the campaigns. And while it seems scary in a way to let the system that is spending our money actually optimize our campaigns instead of having the human element of narrow targeting and optimizing the campaigns ourselves, what we've been seeing over the last 2 weeks is Facebook is actually doing a much better job at actually optimizing those campaigns, and we're starting to group all of our interests together. We have even stopped segmenting by age and gender now. And mainly the only segments that we're running in our campaigns is only by placement. The other thing with the max cost that is not applicable to average cost is you can actually accelerate your delivery. And so what I mean by this is, let's say you're doing a product launch and you're on cart close day. Normally when you launch an ad, let's say you launch it at midnight or you launch it at 8 in the morning, if you launch it at midnight, you're going to spend your whole daily budget by doing that. Because when you launch a new ad on Facebook, they put in a change probably about a year and a half ago where they actually prorate the ad spend that day that it goes out. What you can do now with the max bidding is actually there's an option to accelerate the delivery. So it would actually try to make as many conversions as it can up to your spend amount. The other option that just came out recently is actually a spend limit as well. That spend limit is on the campaign level, and it's available both in the Facebook Ad Manager now as well as in Ad Espresso, just implemented this week, which is what we use to manage our ads. And so by doing that, I could set a daily budget of $4,000, but I could set a spend cap of $1,000. And what it's going to do is it's going to expedite the delivery of that up to the amount of $1,000. And then even though I set my daily budget of $4,000, it's going to turn off those ads, and the ads won't be delivering anymore. When you're looking at the max cost or the average cost, what it's going to be doing by default is looking at a single day's conversions. So what you want is you want 15 to 25 conversions minimum every day in order to keep that optimization going. If you're less than that, it's not enough data for Facebook to actually optimize it. If you're running a smaller budget or you have a higher cost per conversion and you're not getting 15 to 25 conversions a day, what you can do is you can tell Facebook to look at a 7-day window. Whenever we're putting in a bid, if you're optimizing for conversions, the fastest way to get conversions and to not prevent your ad from running is to actually let automated bids go first. And then you could always override it later and set in your max bid based on the data that's coming back and what your average cost per conversion is. If you're putting in a max or an average cost that's less than what your average actually is, you're most likely going to see your traffic dive on that as well.